Greetings and salutations, and no, this is not a mistake. It's Minecraft, but not starting from scratch. Now, if you had ever watched any of my previous streams that I was on, you'll know that I have a very interesting way of dealing with Minecraft or playing Minecraft, to be perfectly honest. And for those of you who have never watched my streams, I allow me to take you through what I would essentially like to call my creative mindset slash creator's curse, so to speak. First off, I love using RTX shaders. So I have glass that has, technically it's borderless glass, but I like using RTX shaders so that I can have the reflections, see? Or I can have this kind of thing going on over here. The lava and the water distortions. Actually, matter of fact, wait a minute, it's way too noisy. I have to turn down some of the audio in the game. Because if I don't, I am going to make everybody wish they didn't have ears. And that's not good. I mean, I want people to hear, but I don't want people to lose their hearing. So now I'm sleeping through the night. And then I'll show you everything. But you could see the reflections and everything. Is the daytime nice and clear? It is. Notice, first off, the rippling effect on the bed. That's RTX shaders for you, okay? That rippling effect comes from the water coming up here and then the sunlight coming up and coming through the water. That's what gives it that ripple effect on the bed. Neat, right? RTX shaders. And for those that say, oh, RTX doesn't do anything in Minecraft, yes, it does. So now allow me to show you a little glimpse into my world. I need to turn up the draw distance. I just noticed that. I don't know why it decides to knock out the draw distance, but it needs to, there we go. Welcome to my world of fabulous, gigantic creations that I make by hand in survival on hard difficulty. This is the best place to see them from, is up here. So, I have the Eye of Sauron. Now, the way that works is, as you can see, it does actually, the sun does shine through the stained glass, and it creates an eye that actually goes across the land as the sun shines through the glass. Over there was going to be a giant kick logo because that's where I used to stream. I say was going to because I might put a YouTube logo there. I still might build the kick logo just because, but I don't know. Bridge, buildings, giant pumpkin patch. That thing takes 2 whole iron axes to chop down, by the way. 2 of them. My Coliseum that I'm currently in construction. I'm going to build kind of like bleachers, and then the inside's going to have a sand pit where there's going to be it's just going to be a Coliseum. The giant 3-dimensional tuff, what's going to essentially be a tree of life. But then this one, which is almost complete, I have to finish the glass on the left-hand side and the bone pillars. That is a solid block pyramid. The footer at the bottom is 64 by 64. And it is all solid cut stone block. So I had to mine the cobblestone, smelt it, cut it, place it. Every single one of them by hand, and I did it by myself. No one else was allowed to help me doing this. I didn't want any help doing it. I wanted to build it myself. Diorite stairs, diorite platform, solid copper creeper. Except for the head. In the head there's stuff so you can see through his eyes. And so that nothing actually spawns in there. In there's a whole bunch of torches. And it's well lit. And it's empty. It's hollow. But it's all solid diorite, including stairs to smooth out the edges. But we're going to go over to that one first. Then we're going to check the Coliseum. Now, mind you, I've built all of this. Everything you see here, I have constructed. Every single thing. I did have somebody help me a little bit with the Kick logo, but that was a while ago. Oh, and I made a trampoline. It's the easiest way to get down. Now, I'm not your typical player of Minecraft because I don't like to go to, say, the Nether and, do what most people do, which is, go to the Nether, go to the end, kill the Ender Dragon. That's not me. I don't do that. Now, I pride myself on taking and building this type of thing. Now, beyond that, I don't ever draw any of these projects up at all. I don't do anything to these projects, and there's a hole of death. So, no thank you. I don't draw any of these projects up. I just wing it. I come up with the math by hand, and as you can see, there's glass here. So the sunlight comes in, does this nice little beautiful ray tracing here on the floor, which has, diffused lighting. It's the only reason I run ray tracing. But yeah, I built this all by hand. This is all not cobbled deep slate. It's all chiseled deep slate. The torches, the glass there, the stained glass, all of it. And the birch door, just because birch door. But I had to do the math, because I wanted that up there to be 5 blocks across. And of course, I wanted it to be tapered. So having it being tapered, I had to think how many blocks I needed this bottom one to be. So I did the math, and it's like, okay, for every block up, I have to go a block in, and I have to go X amount of blocks up to get it to go to 5. This ended up having to be 21 blocks. So I had to do all the math myself and figure it all out myself. That was for that one. The thing over here, I was just like 64 by 64 is square, so we'll just go with that. This was originally going to be a chunk error. I was going to chisel all the way down to bedrock, claiming everything in the path, 64 by 64 in this node. But I decided, nope. I wanted a Coliseum. I need to put inverted stairs on the inside here to make it smooth, and I haven't done that yet. The pathways are going to get paved as well. I haven't done that yet either. So it's got some time that it needs to be done. But I'm going to have... Ooh, cool. Armadillo. I'm going to have stairs kind of coming in and making a little courtyard, and there's the marker. There's a marker I'm going to have, so it's going to be tapered stairs going down like one level and then going out a couple levels, down a level, out a couple levels, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to have like bleachers. Not that I have that many people here to watch any gladiatorial games, but I figured, if I'm going to make the Cheech and Itza looking thing over there, I might as well put a gladiator's ring here, right? And then I'm going to put a second whole ring on this gladiator's arena, which means I have to go get more granite and more deep slate. All of it. Deep slate's not a problem. I've got a place to get deep slate. But I don't know what to make the inside here for the walkway. I'm thinking it's just going to be a wooden walkway. Because it's highly accessible and I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I built that by hand. All the cows and everything, of course. All the animal husbandry by hand. Don't know how the horses got in there, or the sheep, but they're in there, so. It is what it is. Nether portal encased in glass because my nether is absolutely disastrous. So I just kind of cut my losses. I was originally making a composter over here to compost pumpkins into bone meal. But I think I ran out of pumpkins, to be honest with you. Yeah, I didn't mine any more pumpkins. I have to farm those. That was going to be something completely different. So I built all that. I built the well. Stole the bell from the villagers. But I built the well. Built the shrubbery. Built this over here. Now, not the birch forest. And not the incinerator. Though it is a dandy looking incinerator. Nice. You can throw anything in there you want. This is an unlimited lava generator. And I say that it is unlimited because if I had empty buckets, and not buckets of salmon, I could dip the lava out, and then they would refill because the dripstone. And the dripstone will refill the cauldrons, and you can have full buckets of lava repeatedly. Cheap. I use for the Kick logo. And there's other stuff too. There's also the that tuff over there is made of tuff, because tuff was really used in nothing. So I figured, why not use tuff to make tuff? Why not? This I've spent a lot of time building. I did the little footers, and I even did it up there at the top, so it's got like a scalloped edge. Like I said, I haven't done all the glass yet, and I need to, because I have to make a trip out to go get sand in order to make glass, so I don't have any. And I mined all the copper, of course, and I'm waiting for it to oxidize so that it all turns green. It will eventually all oxidize. There's a couple other things that I have. Now, I had a couple people who were viewers when I was streaming. They would come in and they'd play, which I didn't have a problem with. I didn't mind playing with, viewers. Loved it. Thought it was a great time. However, I made an underwater area, which I had to use to farm diorite, and somebody cabbaged onto to make their own little building. And they have their own area. I just kind of leave it at that. So I kind of left it for them. But it's underwater and it's hidden. So, if fallout seems to be happening on the surface, it'll be perfectly fine down here. I don't like dealing with oak, but there's a reason I have it. Hold on. Sweet. Well, I'll go in here for the night. How about that? Now, for those of you that have a sensitivity to flashing lights, I apologize, and I warn you that is a redstone flasher. The whole point is to make a horror movie-like effect, but it serves another purpose. Creates an unlimited cobblestone generator. I'll show you how that works. I put a repeater in there so that it slows down the signal, because the signal got way too fast. But you come up here, and it doesn't matter what you mine. You have lava there, water here, in that pattern. So it's 1 block here, 2 blocks down. You got your piston, which I believe is a sticky piston. And then when you mine, unless it breaks like it did right there, it's supposed to make another block. Here, try to do it here. Like that. Sometimes it breaks and you have to go down and you have to replace the cobblestone. Like right there. Sometimes it happens. And when it breaks, you just put the old cobblestone back in till it resets, and then you'll get the right pattern and go from there. See? Works every time it's tried now. And then over there is the other thing I want to show you, but I'm not going to go walking through that hazard. Mostly because I'm playing on hard, okay? This is why I built the interior. The interior still doesn't have all the glass on top of it, but it allows me to get back around to my house, avoiding all of that. Normally, I wouldn't avoid that, but you know, when you get shot with an archer, when you get shot by an archer, you take like 3 to 4 hearts worth of damage on hard. It's not exactly fun. Actually, I can show you all the rest. But I'm gonna keep. I mean, I also have a watermelon patch out there. I'm also gonna make a watermelon house and a jack-o'-lantern, a giant jack-o'-lantern. That was one of the original reasonings for having all the pumpkins. Now you're probably wondering, why is there glass walls and a door here? There's a slime spawn that exists there. There's also something in the walls. And we're not worried about anything in the walls. Just like up here, there's a slime spawn. See, I started tunneling sideways to get into a whole bunch of stuff, and this is when I ran into it. And then, of course, there's slime spawns and everything. And I cut all this out, too. But I digress. See? Right there. Yeah. Leave it to me to have slime spawns right underneath my house. But anyway, I have 2 of them. Yeah, see, right there was the other one. Good thing for the splashdown. You always do that. Always, always, always. Whenever you're building a mine shaft straight down, which they tell you never to do, but I do it anyway because why not? Whenever you build one, you make sure at the end you put water. Yeah, see? There's the other slime spawn. So I have unlimited slime balls whenever I want them. But yes, you put water down, at least 1 block of water, so you can have a safe landing every time. This is where I get all my deep slate, my tuff, and my obsidian, of course. Water for doing the bucket brigade. I call it the bucket brigade for this reason. There's more water for it. You bring 2 buckets of water, and every time you cut in to a place that has, say, lava, and you're worried about it seeping out and destroying everything. Hey, redstone. I don't remember cutting this in. Oh well. If you're using something to the walls there, if you're using buckets, you can actually cut off the lava and then continue working. Right? You just put down the water on the lava block itself, turn it into obsidian, and then like cut around it, and then keep going. And of course, if you have 3 blocks of water, you can always pull off the middle, and it's unlimited. So I use the bucket brigade method. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I have the torches specifically 3 blocks apart? And then they're 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple. It's a distance system. You know that they're 3 blocks apart. You know that every tunnel you make is 3 blocks wide. This gives you the exact distancing you need, and it lets you know how many times how far you've cut in. You just count the torches. It tells you roughly how many blocks you're into a mine shaft. I use it as a distance system. Of course, I make my own charcoal, so coal doesn't. It's not like coal's a premium or anything. And I do it too on these too. So you see here, start in. It's like there's the 3, there's number 4. I do it everywhere. Even here, I would have 1 here. But because I started here, in this area, and I was cutting this way, I didn't put them here and there. See? That's the type of thing I do. And it's great for just keeping measurements. More redstone. And I don't know how to work redstone. I was just starting to excavate this because I needed the diorite. And so I'll probably end up filling that in because I don't really want the tuff. But I've done all of this by hand. And on hard difficulty, on survival. And the thing is people are like, oh, but who can appreciate those type of megaliths? Well, some people do. Some people do. Um, the tree of life, which is not finished yet, obviously. I need to finish it off. I'll show you that if it's daylight. That one's gonna take forever. This is the worst part about digging straight down. There's no quick way back up. Yeah, that's the problem. Well, it's not quite daylight. It's getting there though. Large quantities of sand are very far away. It's all the way to the desert biome. Uh, Large quantities of anything are hard to get and hard to come by. Well, it is daylight. How about that? So we're going to go over to the Tree of Life. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it takes and how much has gone into it when I get there. I realize I should probably put in a quicker travel method to it, but not high on my list. Chickens. Mostly for, arrows. That's really it. Cap. Oh, just a leather cap. Okay. Yeah. All the equipment I'm wearing, the helmet and everything, is all looted from dead zombies. I've not made a piece of equipment. So those torches right there are the ground floor. That's what indicates the ground floor. Those torches up there indicate where I want to end. Let's go inside. I have no idea what that sound was outside. But anyhow, I went with like a stylistic approach of the logs on the floor. And this is all oak log. There's not oak plank. Each floor is roughly 200 plus logs. So there's one on the floor. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 floors of logs, and this one's not done yet. And you have to build I have to build a substrate in order to even put the logs in the way I want them, because I want them to look like this. So I have to build a dirt substrate to build the logs in order to then tear down the dirt substrate to continue building. Yeah. And again, I'm not even halfway there yet. But you can see, this is not even the tallest structure I have yet. Each ring of the tree is just over 64 logs. It is probably 68, 69 logs for a ring. 69 logs for a ring. Maybe more. I haven't done an exact count. I did one time on stream, but then I forgot. Because it was a while ago. It was like 2-3 months ago. So, I don't know the exact number of rings, but you gotta figure each floor has roughly 6 levels to it. 6 rings to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one has 7. So 7 times just 64 right there. That's 420 plus logs in just the rings. That's not even including the floors. And then here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 360 logs for each of these rooms. That's not even including the floor. So you're talking There's another. This is another 7-1, isn't it? Nope. It's another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is another 360 logs. No, wait. More than 360 logs. My math was way off. I am sorry. No, it isn't. It's 360 something logs, like 360, 370. So you figure, how many logs is that? I have over 1,000 in just the floors. Every 3 levels is another 1,000, and I have 6 floors, so I have about 3,000 logs in just that alone. And I'm not even halfway there yet, so it's going to take about 6,000 logs. It's a lot of trees. It's a lot of oak. That's a lot of time to take to do it. But these are what I build. Because, I mean, to me, I derive enjoyment coming up with the idea, building it, and just because I sit there and I think, what would look really cool? Now, I'm not even halfway done with the... There's a chicken out here. Nope, chicken there. I thought there was a chicken out here walking around. I'm not even halfway done with the Tree of Life. Because the Tree of Life, I'm going to also put, like, branches coming off of it. And I'm also going to have other things that come off of it. So I want it to look like a full-on Tree of Life. I want to have roots, like a root system that crawls across the ground and everything. And it's kind of like Ben Crenshaw of Zero Punctuation said it. He said Minecraft is a lot like a model train set. You know, you build things and you watch other people be in amazement of the things you've built. And then, you know, it's like that's the whole reason for doing it. It's just so people look at it and go, wow. I mean, I do it for multiple reasons. I enjoy building large buildings. And just building large buildings like that off the cuff without putting any, like, engineering style planning into it is to me the pinnacle of building. Is you have most people that are like, yes, well, anybody can do that if they draw it out on a piece of paper and, really noodle it out and think about it. Well, I don't do any of that. I grip it and rip it, It's very true. I immediately take it and I'm like, what would be really great? I did this one time, right? I took the idea. Yes, it was also from Zero Punctuation because he said it. And he's just like, oh, you know what that mountain over there needs? It needs a skull fortress with lava for eyes. And I actually did that one time on a friend's home server. I got on there and I built a skull fortress out of diorite, essentially. And I had enough stuff to put lava for eyes. I had buckets of lava. So yes, I did the thing. Because it just struck me. It's like, that's what I want to make. And then I built this giant fortress around it and made sure that nobody could get in. Put a water layer in between so that, people couldn't blow it up with TNT. You'd have to get rid of all the water just to blow it up with TNT. So, I put a lot of thought into it. Well, like I said, I enjoy building megaliths. I mean, are they the biggest megaliths out there? No. I mean, I'm not sinking, 20 plus months into a project. Though the Tree of Life is close. I started building that back when I started streaming. And that was just over a year ago. and you can see how far it's gotten. It's a labor of love. And that's the one thing about Minecraft that I think people need to understand. You know, each person has their own little proclivities and things they enjoy doing for Minecraft. For me, it's all about just making big buildings and making things look wonderful. Like, I don't have to do all that excess on those bridges. I do it because I want to. Now, I once climbed all the way up to the top of this building before. And let's see if I can. Yeah, I have enough dirt. I can do it again. And when I was building this, I was on my server, not really server. I had this world, and I was looking out across this, right? And I was about 400 blocks in that direction, give or take. And I was trying to find my way back without my compass. I had left it behind. And as I'm sitting there and I'm looking away from the setting sun, I look out and I look back this way and I see the very top of this building, which had not been completed yet. And I was like, I sat there for a second in awe of what I had built because I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And the guy was like, what? I said, I can see my Pantheon, my Chichen Itza Pantheon here, from 400 blocks away. I can see the top of it over the tree line. And he's just like, he's like, you've got to be joking. I said, I am not joking in the least. I can see it. Creeper up there, no thank you. Do not want my bone pillars blown up. Or any parts of my structure blown up. I already had half of this thing blown up. Killed my wolf, the only wolf I tamed. That's why there's that headstone over there. And yes, I always plant crops on top of my house. So if you ever do a survival mode and you don't want to, and you're worried about, like, oh, what am I going to do? You know, I'm going to have people coming after me. You know, if I go out there and I have crops, what am I going to do? You know, it's like I have to wait till the morning to harvest them, and then I don't want to get blown up by creepers, and this is why I make a house with a dirt roof. Always a dirt roof. Poisonous potato. Why does that sound worse than anything else? So see? Nothing bothers you. That's why I have everything built the way I have it. So that I can live a peaceful existence straight away. Now, I've built like little tiny, kind of like security areas where it's like just a circle of dirt or whatever so that nothing can get to you. And then you build it up 3 blocks because if you build it up like just 2 blocks, spiders can actually gnaw on your head. So you build it up 3 blocks and you build a ring and you make it out of dirt. I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you don't if you can't visualize what I'm trying to get at here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll dispose of some stuff in my incinerator, including the poisonous potatoes, because I don't make um potions, so poisonous potatoes don't really entertain me that much. I know there are some people out there that be like, "Wait, he ditched a poisonous potato? What is he thinking?" Well, I'm thinking what I'm thinking. So, don't I have it somewhere else in here? Um, hmm. Guess not. Thought I had more potatoes that I could do. Oh well. But you come over here to your. I hear feet moving. Okay. It's just the sheep. We had a creeper in the sheep one time. A sheeper. And he blew up and killed a good majority of my sheep. And you always put a lip up here. See, I can't even crouch and fall in here. It's impossible. Always put a lip on your incinerator. Otherwise, you can fall in. It's all gone. That's why I build them. Dispose of unwanted things. I'll grill potatoes. Cook them. I've already replanted some upstairs. So there we go. That's essentially my world, and I do need to go back to building on it. I didn't do any building in this one, at least not too much, because I just did not have. I spent most of the video elaborating everything and showing everything that I've done. Maybe in the future videos I will put more of a concentrated effort toward building. I have polished granite here, so that tells me I will probably be doing. If I do a video in the future for Minecraft, I will be doing a Coliseum building. That way I can do polished deep slate and some polished granite and put forth some effort onto that. But until then, hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, have a good one.